gentlemen, welcome back. It is CWL Champs. I'm Guy Blaze, joined along with Alley Cat. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to have a new face next to me.
Yes.
I've never casted with Blaze before.
We have
so
never
I'm very
casted
excited.
together before, folks. I haven't casted since Vegas, I want to say, for COD. I've been out there in the crowd. If you guys been to this event, you guys have seen me. We've been getting that crowd hyped out there and giving away a lot of free swag. But what's important right now is that we are in the prelims. It is CWO Champs. We are trying to figure out who are going to be our 16 teams to go on to our big bracket throughout the rest of the weekend and play for that big money, that first place $800,000 prize pool. And this is what it all comes down to, all that hard work throughout the rest of the year. It starts now on Wednesday to see which teams are going to get qualified.
On a Wednesday. Now, we do have some interesting news for you. Genji lost to Fuego. Game 5, an insane three-piece. I don't know who did it, but I saw the best play.
It was Harry.
Harry with an insane three-piece to close it out.
And you know what? When it comes down to that, Genji, this is a team which, you know, we've seen them go to so many finals, try to get that chip. E United took them down towards the last event, and people were saying that, hey, this event, Genji was going to come out here, and this was one that they can do it. But Fuego, they had other plans, folks, and that just shows you it's a testament to how crazy Champs is. Just based off, even off past history, and this weekend, it's starting off to a great start, and that's the big major upset so far in this tournament, and that was just the start of the day.
I know, that was first match. That was one of the only couple going on right now. In our first match, Genji lost to Fuego. We are going to take a look at our pools after that match and see what's going on there.
And yeah,
I am still shocked.
Yeah, I am as well. We'll see how the rest of these pools are stacking up based off our first round matches and going forward. As you can see, you guys just watched on Delta E6 take down Team War. Now you look over there, Jim G 0-1. Team War, you know, they got second in the amateur finals at the last event in Miami. They're 0-1, but the boys sitting at the top, and they're looking good. E United, they got their game at 3-1, making it look simple against RBL Esports.
I'm shocked actually that RBL did take a map off of E United. That's not something you would typically expect out of this team, but I mean, like we've said, anything can happen. Our next match is going to be in Group D. That will be Sage Esports versus Team Envy. I do want to hear your predictions, please.
Oh, man. Well, you know, so when it comes down to this one, for me, it's got to be, you know, I was going to say it got to be all Team Envy, but when it comes down to, you know, Sage Esports, well, they got Hollow Gravity, you got Rex Vivid, you got Sales on the team as well. Some of these guys are part of EZG Blue, I want to say, at the last Champs. So, you know, they've been around in the community for a while, but Team Envy, you know, those are the boys. They got to come out. You got some of your defending champions on that team from COD Champs last year.
Now, Sage did fall to Sicario and Mazer at Miami, and they didn't place as high up as we must have expected them to, but, I mean, we already know, obviously, you hear a name like Gravity, you hear a name like Vivid, you expect this to be a very solid team, as they have been. I do expect them to turn up, hopefully fix their little tweaks and problems, and really come out hot here in this first series.
But, you know, let's take a step back, because this is definitely going to be a great game, because Team Envy, based off that last event, they've had their struggles. They haven't won a hard point in forever, and especially since Anaheim. So Sage, they can come out here if they've been getting done. They've been putting into practice. I know you don't want to see the boys lose, but Sage, they can make that upset.
I'm completely unbiased. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know, when it comes down to Team Envy, they're going to have to step it up. We've seen them do some great things. Nobody would have expected those guys, acing them, to win Champs last year. They wasn't even on the radar when they got up there with EG, but they came through and they got it done. And because when at a tournament like this, that's this big, that's this grand like Champs, it can bring something out of you as a player.
Yeah, and you know, if your Sage Esports sitting across from you is defending world champs, well, some of them at least, I mean, is that scary in that moment? Or are you like, they've had a tough season, you know, sure, they're veterans, but maybe they're falling off a little bit. As Sage sitting across from them, I mean, what are you thinking? What are you feeling in that moment?
Man, you know, as a former player myself, you know, for me, I got to find all the qualities I really don't like about my opponent. You know, granted, if I got friends, whatever their accolades is, I'm talking to my teammates about all their worst qualities. Oh, they trash on this map. They haven't won a hard point, this and that. Because you have to kind of speak it in that sense. Because, you know, you never know. So the one thing about going from like 4v4 to 5v5, first off, you add an extra player, so the comms get a little bit crazier. But one thing is, sometimes gamers are very superstitious about things. About even from what they ate, kind of coming into the tournament, how the preparations may be. So if you have, for me personally, if I ever had one teammate that kind of praised the team that we had to play, I'm gonna be like, whose side are you on? Like we got to go out here and beat them, and you'll be like, yeah, they're the defending champions. All this, no. You don't talk in that way. You got to just know your teammates.
You speak it into existence. You speak, what, we're taking this. These guys are trash, like you got to get in that mentality. Obviously,
Always
they're good players sitting across from you, but you got to boost your own ego a little bit to make sure that you're confident going into the map.
You definitely do. Even if it's false confidence, you have to come in here and you have to feel like you're going to be the best team in this venue, and you have to respect everybody that you play. Rather, if it's true or not, your perception is going to be your ultimate reality in that situation. But you have to come out here and play your hardest. It's champs. It is the last event of the season until we progress on into the future, whatever that may hold. But now is the time to show that, all your hard work throughout the rest of the season is going to pay off.
Yeah, and it's not like it ends here. It is pool play, but it does much affect the rest of the weekend, especially if you end last in your pool, which hopefully teams are fighting not to. Obviously, we look on the side of the match we just witnessed, Team War starting at the bottom of their pool. So this is very important for both teams going into this series of whoever takes that first leap, because you go into the day, you have that first series under your belt, and you're like, we're sitting pretty, we can wait till our next match. We're not scrambling to get that first win.
Yep. The start of the tournament is so important, as long as you can kind of catch fire at some point, you don't want to, come out and, just taking all these L's on these games right away, losing your confidence. They got to be tough going forward throughout this thing. And so now coming up into our series against Sage versus Team Envy, what is a map that you feel like is going to be bad for Envy to play in this matchup?
Bad for Envy. Of course I would know that, right? I'm about to leak all their secrets.
Leak all the intel. This is champs. This is where you get it in because it won't make a difference after this event.
Well, so on the side of Team Envy, obviously it's a pretty heavy AR team. You look on the side of Silly, he obviously was running a Maddox until the most recent roster change where he had to run that second SOG. So any close quarters map, I feel like wouldn't be the hottest thing for them. I know they've been very back and forth on frequency. Obviously that's a very SOG heavy map. If your SOGs go off, you are basically chilling. But that's the problem with Envy is because of that role change, because of that little uncomfortability they might have. That's not a word, I'm sorry. But
we'll make it one.
We'll make it one. But because of that little unknown sense, it's frequency, I think, would be the most dangerous map.
And, I heard Ace talking about it on Hot Mic. He said that, one of the things coming into the last event is that they came in with their online map pool. All the maps that they were winning online that they felt great on, they brought it to land in a map like Frequency where they didn't see a lot of success on it. And they realized that they had to kind of change up their map pool just based off of just how this game is on land and how this team is performing. So we'll see if we kind of do see that frequency come through, and we'll see how they kind of changed up their maps coming into this event based off the last.
No, I agree. And then you kind of flip the question. What do you think would be a dangerous map for Sage Esports to be going against such a heavy AR team? Because then you start looking, hopefully play Hacienda. I mean, you have Aches and Assault looking down your lanes.
Yeah.
Those are two veterans just staring at you in the face, and you're like, can our ARs do that? Is that nerve-wracking, fight gonna be a problem?
And that's the thing is, you got players like that who got such composure, and even especially having Gunless on the squad as well, and you know how hungry he is, starting off the season, winning that Fort Worth event, and then just, kind of having those struggles with LG throughout, and now, he can have a redemption event. He can come in here, win the first event and the last event, okay, and do it with Ace and go back-to-back. I know I'm talking kind of crazy. Some of y'all like Blaze. Are you sure this might happen? Sure? Hey, you never know, folks. It's champs, okay? So whichever team you want to win, just make sure you guys give them your energy and root for them all weekend, and make sure that they know. Tweet them, folks, okay? If you guys are out here in the California area, come down here to UCLA at Pauley Pavilion Stadium and check it out. It's going to be a crazy one.
It's going to be very, very crazy, especially because we are on a campus. I feel like we're going to get a lot of new faces, hopefully integrate a couple more people into the COD competitive scene. Now, I know we're just waiting on a couple players going into the lobby. I can bet you we are waiting on either Aches or Assault. No cap.
It's always hard to round those boys up.
Oh, always. However, I do want to talk more about the map layout and what it might look like. So heavy ARs, you're going to probably hear me say that a lot, and you're probably sick of me saying heavy AR team. But do you think on the side of stage they're going to try and get those frequencies? Do you think they're going to try and get those close quarter maps?
You know what? If I was on the side of stage, I definitely would try to do that. You want to play to your strengths, and that's one thing that when you come into the map pick and ban process, the ban and veto process, is that you can say, hey, you know what? This is our opponent's strong map, right? Let's go ahead and ban it. But you could also say, but what if that was your best map?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You always have to play to your team's strengths. If it's both of you guys' best map, bring it out here. You have to be the better team on that map this day. But at the end of the day, always play to your squad's strengths. And because when you start playing to your opponent's two court, they already got you in their head.
Yeah.
They're already in your head, and you're trying to just play to their strengths. And sometimes, just based off of my career, I don't feel like that works out the best.
Especially if you try to do that during vetoes, because obviously you have a pro team sitting across from you. They're veterans. They're going to know that that's what you're going to try and do. And inevitably, they'll probably end up flipping it around in you and making it more of like a medium series. So it's kind of like maps either of you aren't too good on or aren't too bad on. So you always talk about winning map vetoes or winning the series vetoes. So I don't feel like that's going to be much of a play here. I do expect Sage to take a couple of maps. I do have Envy winning it, not biased, I promise. But I feel like Sage will take a map or two off of them, and I think that will really start making Envy a little nervous. But because of their veteran status, I mean, come on.
Yeah, you want to hope the boys come through. And, hey, we can always dream that we can, have an E-Classico for this champs, where you may have an Optic Gaming Envy Championships. But, it's been a very long time. That was 2 years ago, Infinite Warfare, we had that one, I want to say. And which was a crazy champs. That was my first champs, actually, in 2017. That phenomenal team, Envy Game, when they made it was on Uplink, the 10-point comeback or something like that.
That old game mode.
That was actually that got me kind of hooked on Takada right there. More so of a newer guy, and so but now here in champs, this is all or nothing. Team Envy, they gotta come out swinging. Sage, they're gonna be looking to get it done, and they can. If you're just joining us, Team Envious, they've had some struggles coming into this event, but it is champs, and we know that anything can happen. We've already seen one upset. Fuego Gaming taking down Gen G, going down towards the end, map number 5, and that was just a wild one.
I'm so sorry. I was just told we are winning on Ace of Assault. I was correct.
So you were correct? It was either one of the two?
Listen, I'm not leaking anything. I just felt it. I just knew it.
You just knew. This is about to be some great analysis coming out this next game.
I'm in their heads already. I already know exactly what's happening.
Hey, sometimes you got to just take your sweet time. You got to take your sweet time,
Not when it comes to the first series of the day.
No, you got to be ready to go at it, because you're going to have to win all these maps. Every map that you got to play, you can't put too much focus on it, because you're most likely going to get it all. If anything, you're going to have to win every map, especially if you want to win champs, okay? It's too many tough teams. Just so many tough
map.
teams
Don't
out
drop
there.
a single map if you want to win champs,
that's the mentality
that's
that you got to come in here with it, all right? So we're going to get this one started soon with Sage and Envy, folks. And this is going to be our second match of the day in our prelims to see who are going to be our 16 teams to go on through the weekend and play in that champ bracket and play for all the money. 800 grand on the line right now. And now we're just waiting for these boys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. In place of them.
Hey, we're going to have a lot of fun over here
Yes.
on the Delta stream all weekend long, okay? It's going to be a good one, because upsets can happen on any of these guys. Now, we already know they typically put the, kind of the most watched games on Alpha all the way down to Delta, but you never know, okay? If you want to see the craziest upset, it's going to happen here. We're going to have some top teams playing some of the lower teams in their bracket, but at the same time, anything can happen.
No, yes, you're completely right. And I feel like every single time I cast, it's just upsets. I cast in Miami. We all know how many upsets happened in the Mountain Dew Amp Game 2 open bracket. And I feel like it's just happening here. I wasn't even casting the Genji game, but they got swept by Fuego. And then Enigma 6 just taking that easy 3-0 against Team War when I really had faith in Team War's abilities. What does that speak for our series coming in today?
You know what? You can't take your foot off the gas.
Yeah.
Especially this late into the season. Even as an example, you kind of saw with 100 Thieves, they went back-to-back events, went into Miami. You get a little lackadaisy, feeling like you got this against everybody else, and the next thing you know, it's just like, what happened? They get blindsided, and they don't come out and they don't perform as people think that they would. It's the same thing here for champs. There's going to be some teams out there who, get a little bit too cocky.
I agree. And it looks like we are going right into this finally. It is Arsenal. I almost said Arsenal, adding
Arsenal.
Hardpoint and Arsenal together. So into Arsenal we go. Hardpoint, first map of the series.
All right, folks, we're about to get this one started. It's Team Envy versus Sage. Both these teams, their first match of CWL champs, and we're gonna come out here and we're gonna see who can get this one started with the first map on the board in their favor. Can Sage Esports do it? Can Team Envy come out of here and show us what this roster is made of? We're about to find this one out now. We're gonna be kicking this one off with Aches. First heal, gonna be here in the middle. Now, H, as you say, very AR heavy team. Ooh! Coming out right away with a double kill.
Right away, Ace helping team get 3. Decimate gets 2. That is a full wipe. So first couple of seconds are going to go on the side of Envy. I don't know if you noticed, but he did a bit of a late peek on that right pillar, which was kind of cool to watch because usually people just slide straight to it. But he did a little bit of a late peek. It doesn't look like it affected it that much, but I mean, he's just on a roll. He's already 120 off streaks. This is not the Aches we are used to seeing, and I'm happy to see him come out now.
This is super important for him. As you said, now 105 away from streaks. Getting streaks early will be so beneficial, especially coming around to the rest of these hills in the rotation. Now 75 points off. He needs 1 kill to get that Hailstorm, and he's not gonna get it. Just a few points away. Good job there by Sage Esports, peeking that one together, peeking that door together. Now, Team Envy, they haven't won a hard point since Anaheim. So, you know, now they're currently in the lead. What is Sage Esports going to have to do to beat them on this map?
And Sage is just going to have to slay them out, obviously, because, I mean, once they have control, it's going to be incredibly hard to break them because of locking down lanes and how good they are at setting up. But it looks like Sage Esports was able to break in. They got 3 off the break and then used their numbers to flood in. However, Envy's still in the back. You know, there's 2 down. Now they have the numbers. They're flooding in. Silly gets 2, which makes up for the 2 going on the side of Sage Esports. And, I mean, it's just looking all force of Envy. I mean, they're just pushing through. Aches, unfortunately, not getting those streaks is very sad. I wish a teammate would have been with him in mid, but not that it matters that much. Sage now spawning near next.
Yeah, so Sage, they're going to make the decision and say, hey, you know what? We're not going to throw no more bodies at this hill over there at weapons testing. They're going to start to set up a jet. You look at them at the bottom half of your mini-map. Now Rex is going to start to get into position towards the back end. It's going to be number 8. That's going to be Decimate, trying to see if he can find that entry point. He's going to be able to take one. Silly finds Sales as well. So quick 2-man advantage for Team Envy. They're trying to make it in. Decimate takes one to the grave, and Gunless gets one as well. Team Envy, they come through and they break the setup of Sage, and now they're going to have control over Jet.
Envy didn't even look like they were looking for that rotation, and there was about 9 seconds on Old Hill, and they hadn't even like begun the push, and then they played the split so well. They were so confident in their break, and it looks like Sage is trying to answer back, but Envy's right there. I mean, there's 3. Assault gets 2. Decimate finds 1, and that's 4. I mean, they're leaving at 22 seconds. They're early on rotation. Sage isn't even there yet. They're still spawning deep in the back of Old. Number 8 on your mini-map. Decimate is already at new. He's going to be met with Hollow and win the gunfight. Envy is just playing this so comfortably.
Great job by Team Envy, is, you know, knowing when to leave that hill early. They managed to, I want to say they got about at least 80% on the points of that jet hill, currently with a 70-point lead. And now we'll see if they can lock down Turret as well, picking up these kills. That's going to be 2 more in their favor. Can they get the 3rd? Sales with the fadeaway. He takes down Decimate, but can he win another 1v1? He's opting to see if he wants to push in now, but nobody's going to be watching the window.
Hollow just got 3 there for them to break that hill. That was an incredible break by the side of Sage Esports. They did push from elevator side, and then they let Hollow push in through mid, and him getting that 3-piece is so important. But Silly, excuse me, I'm going to do that a lot, does have streaks, and he calls it. He doesn't find anyone, but that does force Sage into window. But they're playing this well. Aches with a nade. They will get the last couple of seconds of scrap time, and sorry, I know I'm talking fast, but Sage need to start worrying about early rotations, and they need to start worrying about scrap time. They need either a full 60 seconds, or they need to get scrap time on every single hill, or they have no chance of making a comeback in this game.
You know, and they've rotated early a bit, but they need to shoot for each other as a team. You know, they got in early to lobby, but you just watch Gunless pick up a double kill and kind of break that setup. They're doing great right now, contested it, but Silly, he only catches 1 with his grab slam. He's playing phenomenal. currently plus 10, 16 and 6 for him. Now, Ace and Decimate, they're trying to come through the back door. Silly's going to be watching their flank now. Oh, they're going to be able to catch one through the window. Vivid comes in. He gets one. Looking for the second, and Vivid picks up a double. That's 4 down there for Team Envious. We'll see. Sage looking. They need all these points in his heel, and our next rotation is going to go back towards middle, so they'll have a beeline right there as well to get set up on that hill.
When I watch Sage break a hill, they do it so beautifully. You know, they have a player or two getting that 1 or 2. There's 2 out of Vivid that really help break that hill, and they just need to do it more consistently if they want to make a big comeback in this game. But there's 3 on the side of Envy. These last 8 seconds will go to Cells, but Envy is already anew. They're already set up and ready to go. If you look on the side of Envy, I don't know if you noticed, but Grassland was already invested. Like, he's already going to be setting up for another one, and it's not even, well, now it is, but it wasn't even next rotation. And now you look on the side of Sage, they're starting to get their specialists, but you also have War Machine on the side of Envy. So right now, it's all about specialists usage out of both sides.
And you know, Vivid, he has his grab slam, and Hollow just got the War Machine. So, Sage, they're going to have to ask themselves, when do they want to use this? Trying to contest Envy for this middle hill. Hollow's going to fly out to get Ace, but he gets cut down by Silly. Now, both teams continuing to fight for middle control. No one able to get a solid footing, but it looks like it's going to be Sage who are able to get in and set up. But Team Envious, once again, they're going to push in. They're going to contest. They want to make this as difficult as possible for Sage.
Ace was really important there. He stayed alive in that mid so that they weren't forced to funnel through lobby. But now they need to worry about rotation because Sage, once again, is there first. But we saw how that went last time. Envy picked up 3 and pushed through. So it all depends on if they can do that again here. But it does look like 4 of them are hitting in the back. You pay attention to number 6. That is Ace. He is playing window. Looks like he's trying to get a pick, maybe make some noise after his teammates get picks in the back. Gunless finds 1. Suddenly it's looking on the way of Envy. Decimate gets 1. They're going to start pushing into the hill because they have the life advantage. But Gravity and Rex aren't letting it happen. But Rex gets taken down. And once again, Envy has just completely broken Sage apart. Now Sage needs to re-break this. But like I said, Sage is so good at getting 3 like they just did. That's 4. That's 5. Vivid gets 2. Vivid has had an incredible game with his 2 pieces. But it still is a 90-point game. Now to Envy fight this, it looks like they are going to in guns.
So, Envy, as they're pushing through guns, trying to get set up on that top turret area, you see Sales at that heady with the AR. He's able to cut him down. I think Envy is going to give this one up and start rotating towards Jet. It's Vivid who's trying to hold off that early rotation, but hey, the boys in blue, they're going to get in, start to spread out, trying to clear this area out. From the mini-map, they're looking A-OK, but they don't realize that the push is coming in from the backside. They think it's coming in from the trophy room and lobby, but here comes the flank. Now Vivid's going to get spotted.
Now, the thing about that is because they were pushing through guns so heavily, looks like Tempest gets pulled out. Rex finds 2. That
Great
is 5
chain
on the side of Sage Esports. They will break this hill and get control. But if you paid attention of why they spawned out in the back, it is because all their players pushed up so far gun side, and it didn't look like anybody was blocking the back on the side of Envy. So that is why that one player spawned out. Cells now has a lightning strike to work with, and suddenly this is looking like a much more doable game for Sage. He has a Hellstorm as well. Rex still with the Tempest. And suddenly now Envy need to start worrying about it. They need to start worrying about streaks. But Gunless answers with a Tempest of his own. But there's only 20 seconds left on this hill. Looks like he's fighting it by himself. He will not get streaks. He was 125 off. He should have played a little slower there with his teammates. But they will get this final 10 seconds, making this. Never mind. Hollow says, this is my 7. And then Assault says, no thank you. I'll take my 2.
He says, it ain't happening. Adam Assault, he comes through. He picks up that triple kill. And now that breaks up that setup. Team Envious with the early rotation over towards turret. But now we talked about, I think we're going to have Sales. He actually did use his Hailstorm, but not really. He was able to clear out that hill just a bit. But Team Envious, they still are able to slide through and get control. Now Ace, Assault, they're able to pick up a few kills and they take down another one. Team Envious still sitting pretty in his hill. Sale actually used his Lightning Storm as well. He's not going to have that one. So they have cut the lead down, but they have to be perfect here towards the late game. Assault's going to use his streaks as well, taking down a teammate. We'll see. They're going to have another rotation coming over here towards lobby. We'll see if Team Envious can close it out on the next hill.
Envy's definitely look like they're trying to close it out or at least make the gap as big as possible in this final hill, as Assault did get streaks, but he did invest in it. Unfortunately, he got 2, but one of them was his teammate Decimate. And now they need to worry about rotation. They are in the front, which is not a terrible place to hold spawn, but Silly gets caught off guard by Vivid, but Gunless has his
Vivid's
trade.
going to have to make that play.
But Sage is still in the hard point. They need these seconds. They need these 50 seconds to catch back up to Envy. But Assault gets 2. It slides in, but he gets taken down by Rex.
This can go either way.
Envy's still in the front.
Ooh,
Sage has
with the
back.
eagle over the top. Now Vivid has the grab slam, and you're seeing a great hold out of Sage. They're going to finally break this 200 mark, and this is going to put their confidence and their morale through the roof, knowing that they can take this one. I'm pretty sure they already feel that way. So they're flooding in through the lobby, trying to get some of these points. Off the back end, Vivid, he's going to be able to spot Assault. He hunts him down, tries to catch him with the beat down, but did not matter. Picks up the kill. Grab slam comes through, and now trying to work his way towards the middle. Silly's waiting for him. He's going to be able to pick up a double, but there's also another gatekeeper, and that's going to be Assault there with the ICR. He takes down Gravity. So it is going to be 220 to 226 in favor of Team Envious, and we're coming down to this chaotic middle hill.
Now, it was very important for Sage to get rotation, but they also let that hill stay white for so long. They could have had like a 225 to 232 situation going on, but they let it white for so long. But now they're trying to flood through mid, but they're getting answered by so many Envy players, and that's 3. And now they're just going to have to funnel through Cafe. There is 10 seconds. There's nowhere else for them to go. If you pay attention, Vivid looks like he's trying to make his way through guns, but Silly gets
Making
2.
him look silly.
And now there's 3 down, and suddenly that push through gun was useless, and there's 30 seconds left in the hill. Envy need 5. Sage,
they got it.
They got it.
2-1. Team Envious gets it done in the back half of the game. You look at Sage, they were looking good. They were starting to make that comeback, but Team Envious, they got it down pack, and they was able to close that one out. What was the turning point for them?
I mean, they already had taken such a big lead, but Sage, I mean, they were answering back. You know, they started getting those really good breaks.
Yeah.
They started getting those 2 and 3s a little bit more often. They didn't really ever hold a early rotation,
Yeah.
but they always broke it back pretty quickly and to get their time and kind of close that gap again.
Yeah.
But I think it was just composure out of Envy. It's just, okay, give that 20 seconds up. We're not winning. We're throwing bodies. Take control of mid. We'll get this 50 seconds. Like, they were comfortable in that map.
And then on the flip end, it was Silly. He was running rampant on the map. I want to say he had about maybe 26 kills, maybe 10 deaths in that one. Don't quote me on that one, but it was it was somewhere in that range. He was the star for Team Envious early on, and especially in those early rotations, making sure he was able to get stuff locked down. And as you said, on the flip end, Sage, they had the early rotations, but they could not hold it. But, you know, through the efforts of Vivid and Co., they were able to get in and get those breaks and start to find that flow. We'll see what happens in map number 2 going into the Search and Destroy. But, hey, Team Envious, they came out and they won a hard point, and that should be good for their confidence.
And obviously, we've seen a very tough run of Envious Search and Destroys. So hopefully with this roster, we won't have too much of an upset, but I do expect Sage to kind of take advantage of that S&D prowess and of that S&D situation and kind of make this where their run starts.
Do you feel like Sage is a strong S&D team?
I feel like they are a stronger S&D team than Envy is at this moment, but then again, it comes down to, you know, if they're nervous, their mentality, the map, it all depends on the team together.
What are some of the key differences from, from playing Search and Destroy now in a 5v5 environment, right, in this new season compared to last season at Chance when we were playing 4v4 S&D?
So 4v4 S&D was, I mean, obviously it was a little bit more tactical, and plus it was, if you got a 2-piece, that's half the team down.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Boom. Suddenly we are in like a 4v2 or a 3v2. Now with 5v5, if you get a 2-piece, I mean, 4v3, 5v3, like, it's a little less impactful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still impactful, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but
Get your
anything can
2
still
pieces,
happen.
But, like, anything can still happen in that situation. Whereas with 4v4, it was a little more like, okay, I did it. This is basically our round.
Yeah, because it's like you get one more kill and there's one guy left.
Yeah.
One guy being left on the map, and you got 3 guys alive. That just does so much for your confidence. But we've seen people clutch up all throughout, multiple different tournaments this year. And hopefully we see a lot more flashy plays and a lot more clutches in Champs, This is that event that you want to see it with the prize pool on the line. 800 grand for first place. That's a lot of change right there.
A lot of change. Do y'all mind if I go sub in real quick?
Yo, right? Go over there and pick up a controller and play. Hell, shit, I'm down to coach. Get a piece of that pie. But going into the Search and Destroy, we don't know what the Search and Destroy map is just yet, but we'll figure out what that is soon. I'm excited to see. We'll see if Sage can turn around, but Team Envious, they're looking good. they haven't hit their final form yet. It's match number 1. These guys know that, you kind of have to pace yourself in a tournament like this. You can come out here on Wednesday, scream, get loud, go 100%, but, you got to make sure you can do that on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, no, and it's the first match of the day, okay? Everybody's a little lenient, and of course, there's a lot of expectations coming in when it's Team Envy, You expect the pro team to do a little better. What I'm wondering right now is if that was a tough match for Envy, if that was kind of just like a chillin', and like we're just going to take this and roll with it, or was it kind of like them actually putting it all into it? Like, is that the Envy we're going to see going against whoever else, Opti Gaming or Reciprocity?
Yeah. And you know what? It's hard to tell that too, especially kind of without hearing the comms of the team, because a team that's at the caliber of Team Envious, they play one of these lesser teams who's kind of been in the AM bracket, in the Game Fuel open bracket out there. They're gonna have a confidence. They're gonna have a lot of confidence against these guys, and you may not see them, kind of at their best. They can come out here, kind of play around, but at the same time, it's champs. Team Envious, they hit a difficult last event, and you got to come out here and get your confidence up. These are the games in which you want to win confidently. You don't want no close game 5s in the prelims. You want to say, hey, you know what, we went 4-0. It felt really good, and going on and progressing on through. Gen G definitely cannot say that. Fuego lit a fire under their behinds, and we'll see what Gen G can do next. But now in the SND, Team Envious versus Sage, already a 1v3 in favor of Team Envious, and they're going to be able to chase down Gravity. They get round number 1.
Sorry we missed that. I don't know if anybody peeped, but Aches is 3-0. I don't know. Maybe he just wants to show up at champs, but
maybe
I
it's a champs thing, right?
Not complaining.
If he went back-to-back.
Oh, let's see it again. Oh, he misses that one. 2 health. That's always frustrating.
Did he get a collat on the first shot? I think he did.
No way, did he?
Yeah, I saw 2 guys lined up for a brief
See
second.
what he gets for his third. Gravity getting caught in inner U. See, I got a little nervous when I saw Frequency. I sweated a little bit, but obviously it looks like they played the first round pretty comfortable. But now let's take a look on the side of Sage, see what they can answer back with on this defensive side. We're here with Vivid. Looks like he's going to take a route into mid.
So Assault's going to have Bomb picked up. I'm curious to see how is Aches going to play this one, especially with him being 3-0. The defensive team is making sure outer circle, they're pushing through very quickly, and they're going to actually find Aches. They wasted no time. This timing is kind of, oh, he is so upset with that one.
That is very, very unfortunate timing, and that is something that gets very frustrating when it does come to S&D, and that is a first blood on the side of Sage, trying to see if Envy's trying to answer back. It looks like Silly Will is now a 4v4. Envy's backed up pretty heavy. Looks like they planted the bomb from mid. Assault and Decimate pick up 2, but they're on the defuse. They're on the defuse. Nobody's looking. Thank goodness.
They got
Assault
that last
looked at
kill.
that.
He says, hold up, wait a minute. Sneaky Beaver
We're
behind
staring at him, and he's
Generator.
just not even shooting at him, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, if he would have got that, we would have heard him all the way over here at the Delta station. But, props to Sage, because they were able to identify right away on that round that nobody from Envious was really playing that outer circle. So without as a hesitation, they just pushed across the side of the map, and he was able to get that flank on Aches, who was 3-0, and he thought everything was going to be okay, that he was going to be able to rotate over to B, maybe catch a snipe, get an extra kill towards those streaks, but good heads-up play there by Sage. But still, 0-2 in favor of Envious.
All right, so it does all matter right here of how Silly plays this. He is by himself at A. It will be a full push from Sage. Looks like they're going to shoulder peek it a little bit, see if they get any information. Looks like Silly definitely did, because the rest of Envious is rotating. If you pay attention, number 9 on your main map, that is Gunless. He's going for a very deep flank. He might catch Vivid off guard. Vivid is not looking behind him. He's playing very deep. That is a 2-piece from a frag out of Aches. I'm sorry we missed that, but now it is a 3v1, excuse me, and last player will be Vivid. He pushed out of his little corner in bottom orange. He finds Decimate, but he does have one player coming up behind him, and Assault will get the kill.
And he cannot get the last one, but here comes that defuse, and you're going to see Assault trying to see how many more points he can kind of get off that score streak meter, or, more so towards his specialist. He's 200 points away from his Hellstorm. That bomb's going to give him 100 there. He's also on a 4 streak. So Assault coming into this next round can get that Hellstorm. And on a map like Frequency, that hailstorm with both the bomb sites being outside, it would be very influential and can guarantee your team around.
I'm definitely interested to see how Sage decides to answer back to this because now they.
Ooh, that's the double nade.
Oh my god!
Banked it off the side of the
I just
wall.
want to know why they're both in that corner. That's my only question. Is why are you both in that corner on that heady to
buddy
look
system.
into you?
Like,
I like the buddy system, but not on a 2x2
champs.
plat. All right, so it looks like we're gonna see a little bit of a split push out of Sage. Looks like they might get blind countered mid. Never mind, I lied. Oh, Eggs almost with the one. He gets tagged up. It looks like he's gonna back out, plays life a bit. Some fights going down, and
Decimate, he gets a double of his own.
That is Bevel's 100%. Lightning strike on the side of Gunless, and I don't think Assault has fallen either, so he might get streaks on his side as well. They need to play this very, very well, make sure Assault does not die. Looks like Silly's putting the bomb down to get those extra points. It is a 3v1, so it's not looking too bad on the side of Envious.
Now, I want to say Assault, he is still 100 points away. So he has not died yet. He is still in position for those streaks. You're going to see Rex jump off the map. We're going to see Decimate with this double kill and his headshot across the map. We've seen 2 double nades back to back. He actually said, hold that one. That's a stuck. And that's
he said, hold that.
And he takes his last guy off the backhand. That's going to be Vivid falling. So, Team Envious 4-0. They've been cruising through this matchup thus far. But we're going to see if somebody on the other end of Sage Esports can flip this one around. You see Sales, he's sitting at 0-4. Gravity, he's at 0-4. It's going to have to be Vivid or Hollow. They got to come out here and get these entry kills to see if, possibly they can get a plant at B. It looks like Bomb is actually going to be more towards the outer circle on the other end of the map, but Hollow's going to push through here and try to clear out this side of the map.
I mean, there's 4 players on the side of MVS and you. Looks like nobody from CG Sports wants to touch that, which working out in their favor. Gravity might get very, very good timing, but there is 2, so the trades might work out in NVS's favor, but no. Doesn't look like anything's happened. Gunless does call his lightning. I don't know about that call. It doesn't pick up anyone, but Silly does get 2, and now is a 3v2 on the side of Envy. Give me a second. It is now a 2v1, which almost looked dangerous, but number 5, Hollow, he's all the way on B site. He's nowhere near where the gunfights are falling, and they're about to get very good timing on each other. Hollow, unfortunately, will probably fall in this one as it is a 2v1. The nade goes out, though, but Decimate cleans up the final kill.
And he's going to be able to take him out there. Now, Assault did find a kill in that round, and that got him his Hellstorm. We'll see. Unless we see a full sale, which I highly doubt it, but hey, it's champs. If Sage does that, it'd be a crazy series after that one.
All right, we're trying now. Turn the switch.
Yeah, turn it on. Full sale, 6 rounds in a row.
All right, we just wanted to embarrass you guys on this run. Let's go.
All right, we'll see. Assault with his lightning, what he wants to do with this one. But this is going to be an offensive round for Team Envious. Looks like, they're going to be spread out. They're going to use the ping, and they see that majority of Sage players are towards the outer. So you look at the minimap, all of Team Envious is making that rotation towards B. Vivid able to catch 1. So all the intel, Sage has all the intel. They know where Team Envious is going to go plant. They have the first blood. Now they just need to be patient.
Now, the awesome thing for Vivid is because he got that kill, that's not streaks off the table. Sure, the ping was used, but now there's no lightning they need to worry about on B site. That was gibberish. And Vivid finds another one, so they might be able to take around here. It is a 3v2. But, I mean, when you look at the scoreboard, that'll be 5-1. Sage down. They need to win 5 more in a row. It's looking a little bit like a tough run for them. Unless
Decimate and Gunless can clutch it up and in this one now. Decimate looking, trying to see if he can find someone towards his elbow area, but terrible timing. Both of them will drop simultaneously, and that's going to be the first round on the board for Sage Esports. So they get one started, Allie. They look at, they getting the juices flowing, but Team Envious, they're just so dominant on this map, and why is that?
And that actually, like I told you, I expected frequency not really be a map, but it has been very hit or miss with them. They'll either do very, very good on frequency or not so hot. And it looks like they decided to be very, very good in this series.
I will say, if you want to try that, right, now is the time to do it. Teams like, Sage Esports compared to the other giants who you have to go through to win champs, like 100 Thieves and, and E United out there. If frequency you were having such bad luck on land, now would probably be the time to get those kinks out, figure out what was happening at the last event, and work on it now.
And Vivid, I mean, he's been an absolute unit on this entire map, and you kind of look like, yeah, you can have an S&D start, but because it's 5v5, you need some other teammates helping you on the map. And Vivid with 2, I mean, what more do you want on the map from him? This is now 4v2 for Sage Esports. They are making it happen. Vivid is 50 off streaks. If he gets streaks here, that will be a lightning on both sides, but they will have a ping on the side of Sage Esports. So it looks like Envious is making the push from A. They're in window checking mid. Bombs going down. They have the information. Assault has the lightning. Does he invest it here? I would hope not, but they might.
And, you know, he definitely can. This bomb has to be defused. Now, he already used the ping, but, you know, he can have some best guess areas of where these guys may try to push from. They're pushing out. Can they get that defused? He's going to be on top of it. He touches it, but Vivid, he finds the double. He gets gunless, forces assault off that bomb. And that's 2 rounds in a row. Now, you know, hey,
it's starting.
It's starting. You know, they're starting to get the sails up. You know, they're waiting for a little bit more wind to come through before they cruise through this map. But Team Envious, you know, looking to put some holes through those sails. Lost the last 2 rounds, but like you said, they still have the lightning to use. And then on the last one, you got Vivid. He has the Hailstorm and the lightning of his own.
Vivid has been insane. Someone help this man on the map.
So Allie, if you're on Team Envious and you have that lightning without the ping, do you want to use it on your offensive round or defensive round?
Well, if we knew on the side of Sage Esports that Vivid had streaks, which on the final cam they should know, you wouldn't really necessarily want to lay the bomb down. You want him, like he's doing now, to waste his streaks. Let him call it in. Let him be. Oh, he
so
does
much
fine
for wasting
too.
it.
So much for wasting it. They overpeaked in pipes, and now it's a 5v3. You do not invest your lightning here. Like you said, you want to make sure that all streaks on the side of Sage are gone, or the person that has them is dead. Because if not, then you're going to call a lightning, go for that bomb plant, and you're going to be answered right back with a Hellstorm.
Gunless, he falls. Vivid,
Someone help this man.
That shot's looking warm. He was the guy on the hard point that was starting to make a difference, that almost forced that comeback. But now he's also the guy in the S&D who's picking up these double kills, and his team is starting to rally behind him. We will see if he can, you know, get a few more influential kills in these next rounds, and we'll see if Sage Esports can force this round 11. Looking good so far. Now, this is going to be a defensive round for Team Envious. They still have that lightning in their back pocket, and I think that, you know what, they're going to hold on to that as long as possible, maybe until they get like a good man advantage, maybe a 1 or 2 man advantage. But if things don't go your way and you do find yourself in a round 11, you at least want that lightning strike in your back pocket.
And Sage is finally looking warmed up. It looks like some of the people that were struggling a bit, Sal's is still struggling, but Rex has picked it up a bit. You know, his teammates are starting to be warmed up. You know, they're starting to take that S&D prowess and really show it here. But Envy, I mean, they're in their comms. They have to be, you know, we have 1 more round. That's literally it. Like, just get 1.
Vivid caught the Hellstorm, man.
There it goes. See if it catches anyone. He'll have to curve it into you. Looks like he's attempting. He might pick up 1. Unfortunately, they were ready for that. So now there is no streaks on the side of Sage Esports. However, they do still have a lightning on the side of Envious.
And but on the flip end, Vivid is so close to that grab slam.
Oh my God, Vivid!
Grab slam acquired.
2. He's gonna get the 3rd gunless. Not looking. He is 255 off streaks again. Oh my God, Envy, get around. Sage looking incredible. Mostly Vivid.
They used the Hellstorm because they wanted to get this round on the board. They didn't connect with it, but Vivid made up with a double-double coming around with that pistol. And so let's see, going into round number 10, Vivid has the grab slam. I don't think anybody else in Team Envious is anywhere close outside of the Tempest for gunless. So the grab slam can be so influential in this round if they want to use it, but they have to be careful.
Sage is making this look so much more doable. You know, you think you need to win 6 rounds in a row. Well, they knocked out 4. They need 2 more. Vivid
17-5.
is 17-5. Who even knows what EKI is? But he is looking to use that grab slam. He is just waiting for that opportunity. He is going to throw the frag. It might catch 1. Unfortunately, it does not, but it is a 5v4 on the side of Sage. Just need Envy not to choke it here. They do find 1. That is silly. Almost called him something else. 3v3. Looks like we're on B's site. Envious might have to slide a rotation here.
Now, Vivid is still alive. Him playing his life is so important.
They're on you. This is dangerous. If Vivid gets anywhere close, they're done for. Vivid's going for the grab slam. He is Just jiggly
Nah,
he's waiting
he needs
for
to
it.
just hold it. He needs to see if he can
needs
just
to
get
hold
one
it.
kill, hold it for round 11. He's going to be able to spot one. And so he knows that he can possibly get this rotation before somebody makes it back.
2v2. He has the grabs in. He could easily get 2-piece if he wanted to with this. He might be looking
Oh,
to
he knows
use
exactly where they're going. He has all the
He's
intel.
ready.
He knows that they cannot double back towards A.
There goes the grab slam. Gets the 2. He has the lightning strike. What is happening? Vivid is taking over this map by himself. I am mind blown. That is 5 in a row for Sage Esports.
You know, folks.
Envy, please don't start another choking streak.
Some people got cast or curses. Others got blessings, okay? I guess it depends on what side of the line you stand on, if it's Sage Esports or if it's Team Envious. But I do know one thing. I wanted a round 11. I said that if Sage can do the full sale, this series will be wild. And now we have made it here. I haven't cast in a while, but maybe I need to be casting more often if I can call this one. But let's see.
Lightning strikes for both sides. Looks like it might get called in early for MD as both teams are playing so inside because they know that each other have it. But, I mean, Vivid has been a unit. Let's see if he finds one. Doesn't look like it found gunless. That's a 5v4. They need to answer with their lightning. Assault needs to use it.
So Assault is going to have to make the play next.
He has to make the play with his lightning. It looks like he's going to call it now.
He doesn't know where these players are, by the way, because he had already used his ping.
Like he called it kind of late. It might pick up number 4 if he did it deep enough. It got Vivid super weak, but he doesn't fall. Now there's 45 seconds left on the clock. And right now is where that clutch factor come in. Who has the ice? They still need to get bombed down. Sage is playing very, very passive. You need to get the second. Assault with 2. That is 3v2. He needs to get another one.
But they still have the man advantage. Sage has the man advantage. Oh, they're trying to go for the double. They did recognize all 3. Aches from the side. He did not get him, and the full sale happens. 6 rounds in a row. Sage said, none of that. None of that.
Oh my
It's chance, baby. We here to play. Woo.
I need to go. I'm the bad luck. They told me if they lost the series while I'm casting, I'm done.
Allie, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
You know, it's all. I know it's good. I know it's good.
They choked. That's all there is to it.
Hey.
I don't. How? You needed 1 round. You had the lightning. I wish maybe it was invested a little earlier. I understand why they were holding it just in case, but I mean, after they win 3 rounds in a row, especially after 4, I mean, start investing. Start expecting that you just need to try and get a kill on the board. You need to try and mess up something on the map. But Sage Esports, I said they had it for S&D, and they did.
They
6
came
rounds
back and
in
they
a
showed.
row.
But to have that much composure, to be down 5-0 after losing map number 1 and say, you know what, now we're going to have to turn this one around. And you know what? I believe that the player who was having that conversation with his team had to be Vivid. Okay, 20-5 to end that one. He was probably 20. He probably got another kill off those last 2 as well. But he got it done for his team, and he was the reason why they won that S&D.
I mean, you take away Vivid, and then Envy wins that every single time. But I mean, he really showed himself as an S&D star. I mean, obviously he shows very, very well in respawns as well, but he took over that map. He completely took over that map and shut everybody down, and that was just incredible to watch. I feel like I haven't seen that in such a long time.
Man, somebody, Team Envious, they're going to have to step it up. You know, we're going to be going into map number 3 soon. We don't know what that one is just yet, but when I know, I will let you guys know. But so far, so good. We got a series on our hands now, folks, okay? Now, Team Envious, they're going to have to come out here. This next map, they're going to be guns a-blazing, 100%. It's going to be a control because they cannot go down 2-1. You already saw Gen G just lost their series, right? Team Envious knows how important these prelims are.
Absolutely, and especially because of the position they were in, not only just because it is champs, but because of their entire season as a whole. This is kind of like their last chance to really crawl and grab that like, we're a good team. We're a lot of big name players. We just need to figure out how to mesh well.
Yep. And
we did get told that it will be an Arsenal control, so that does look like it favors the side of Envy because of that showing in the first Arsenal hardpoint. But I mean, the momentum on the side of Sage right now, they have all the momentum in this moment. I mean, Envy's devastated right now. Sage, they're feeling incredible. Like, we just won 6 rounds of S&D in a row. We're going into this control, like, bring it.
I can't wait to get to that one, folks. That's going to be it for me and Alley Cat for now. Going to toss it to a quick break, and we'll come back. We'll see who will take map number 3 on control. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our Call of Duty Championships. It's the Delta stream. I'm Guy Blaze, joined with Alley Cat, and we just saw a full sale be completed by Sage Esports against Team Envious on that S&D. And now we're going to be moving over to Control. The series is tied 1-1. The hard point was close, but we'll see if Team Envious can get this Control under their belt. You know, we know Sage Esports is going to be a so-so Control team. It's not their best game mode, but anything can happen. It's champs, folks.
So I'm hoping, like I said earlier, that MV are just laughing off of that S&D, because if they go into this downhearted, they're gonna have a very, very tough time winning this Control. But like you said, Sage Esports not a very strong controlled team. Hopefully Team Envy can capitalize on that. Looks like a full B push that Sage Esports wasn't exactly ready for. They're playing us incredibly passive. Nobody's really gotten a pick yet. One came from Vince. That is 2 down for Envy, but also 2 down for Sage. That break was beautiful. There's only one more left. That is Decimate. He will get taken down, and now Envy coming off spawn.
There you go. You saw it was Vivid busting on through. He was able to get Team Envious off that B hill. They were not able to get a tick on it. They were very close to it, but they were fought off that one. But now Team Envious has rotated towards mid-map, and they're going to be putting all their attention onto this A hill and seeing if they can capture that one first. About a minute on the clock. If they do cap it, they will get some more time. If you are new to watching COD Esports, you know, we know it is champs, and a lot of these players, their families are watching the stream, and we got to let them know about COD as well. And now you can see Gunless. He picks that one up on Hollow. He takes down, Aches takes down Vivid as well. And now they're going to be posted up. But off the back end is Sage, who's able to get up there and get another kill. So 3 life advantage in favor of Team Envious. 49 seconds on the clock. They don't have any ticks in B, but they do have 2 ticks at A. And they're going to be in that hill right now, starting to get point number 3 capped up on that A hill. And it looks like Sage is not going to want to contest that A hill, and they might give it up.
I do like that Envy did try to push through A and go straight to B, because B is a much harder point to capture on this Control. But unfortunately, Sage, well, very fortunately for Sage, they answered back very, very quickly and very, very well. But life advantage is on the side of Envy. They're about 4 lives up, excuse me. Yes, still 4 lives, because the nice trade just came through, but now they need to break through this B defense, which is such a hard defense to break through. But if you pay attention, Aches is in the back making some noise. If he can get the last kill, this could look much better for Envy, but no teammates were around, as number 9, Rex, was also making noise in the Envious spawn. But Team Envy, they're up 12-9.
1:11 on the clock. 4 life advantage for Team Envious. They're playing a little Team Slayer, trying to see if they can get the kills and get, eliminate the respawns for Sage Esports, and that's going to do it there. Only 4 members alive, 10v4, and 55 seconds left on the clock. This should be a Team Envious round. Aches gets another double kill with a nade, and now 1 player left is Rex. He's going to stay outside the map, and he's just going to die.
He's just going to die. He's going to just take a trip outside, taking the little scenic route.
He says, I'm not about this life anymore.
But I'm telling you, those nades have been incredible on the side of Envious today. It looks like they did play their lives very, very, very well. That was enough berries for you, I hope. In this Control, we saw that double nade. Again, I
think we need one more, though.
I want to know what angles Bevels is teaching them, because these nades have been insane.
They really have been. And, you know, we saw in the last 2 maps, Aches just making it happen. I think that's just years of playing COD, the instincts, and just getting good use with it. We know he gets some of that extra champs luck there, so to speak, a little bit more than some of the other players that's at this event. But the kill feed, all in favor of Sage Esports. They're going to be the offensive team. They were the defensive team in the previous round, and they lost it. So now, on offense, we'll see if they can return the favor to Team Envious.
Sage Esports trying to do exactly what Envy was trying to do to them, and that is go fully on to B and leave 1 person at A, and it's working on their favor very, very well. They won the first break. They're still contesting the second. That's 4 on the side of Envy. I mean, Sage is making this look very, very easy. B is gone. Hollow's already in A. They need something to break this, but there's nothing they can use. They don't have Grab Slam. I mean, at this point, what do you do? Silly, he's in window if he gets a pick or 2, but he gets taken down by Vivid, who was ready for it. I mean, that was a very, very quick round out of Sage. I mean, they were like, you take 1, all right, boom, we'll take it right back.
Sage, they come out and they get the kills and they slay out Slay out 1-1 on the board. Now, Allie, in control, typically the defensive team should win their rounds, right? Being on the defensive team, especially on a map like this and capping his B hill, is so difficult. So when you do kind of, lose a defensive round, it is kind of considered an upset, especially, with the top teams playing each other.
Yeah, you are kind of expected because B is such a hard hill. You can give up A at that point, leave somebody in lobby, and have 2 ICRs, 1 deep back steps looking outer, and 1 looking that close right heady. And I mean, you have it on lock as long as you win your gunfights and you have somebody watching flank. But that happened so fast, I feel like Envy didn't have the chance to set that up. It looks like once again they're going for that B push. The exact same thing is happening. There's 3 players from Sage in the lobby. They're getting 2. This is almost identical to the situation that already happened. They're checking vent. Nobody's there. Envy needs to start getting some kills in. Assault finds 1, but Cells find Estimate. Assault finds 2. But Rex, he has a lightning strike. We didn't even know that was happening. He's 30 off of a Hellstorm. They need to shut him down.
Oh.
Assault shuts him down, but that is a lightning, and that is going to look... Did he get the Hellstorm?
Hollow did. So Hollow got the Hellstorm.
Hollow got lightning and Hellstorm. And Rex has a lightning. That's 3 streaks.
Rex was super close. He was super close to getting his as well. But regardless of the fact, they're going to ping the lightning, and the lightning comes through. Hollow is able to get a triple kill, 2 with the lightning storm. And now they will have a 5-man advantage. This time, Sage Esports, the defensive team, and they're going to have still 2 streaks in their back pocket to work with. They're going to, put most of their resources. You see how on the minimap they're pushed up. They're saying, hey, you know what? We're going to make it very difficult for you to rotate towards this B hill and to get into A. Team Envious, they do find the kills. They're trying to break towards these hills, though.
And now Sage is investing a lot of streaks, and if you watched our first series, this is kind of what happens in Control. Once you have streaks and have things to invest, you want to invest it as soon as possible to take that second round, especially if the game is kind of close. But I mean, Envy, they're struggling to hold on. They are down almost 10 lives. And Hollow finds 2 with a nade, but Envious answers right back, but they still don't have any ticks on B. They have 2 at A. They have 20 seconds to get in. It looks like Sage Esports will be going up 2-1, and that is very, very dangerous for Envy because then they need to take 2 straight. They haven't used another lightning on the side of Age. They need to worry about that on the next round. It's just Sage has, like I said, taken that momentum.
Streaks across the board. The entire team. 5 streak for Sales. You got a 4 streak for Rex. 2 streaks for, it was Vivid and Hollow there in that moment. But it comes down, and once again, Sage Esports will take this round. They're firing off on all cylinders, and they're looking good. The difference, I will say that, from we saw the frequency hard point to start the series off, and it was Silly going off.
Yeah.
It was Silly making those plays, 27 and 10 around there, but now his production's a little bit low. He needs to get in there and try to get some of those entry kills and slay out. Team Envious needs to figure out something in this next round. They definitely don't want to be down 2-1 going into the hard point.
The thing about Control is that you do see a lot of reverse sweeps and kind of like comebacks, so hopefully that's something we can see Envy try to pull out here. But on their side, they only have Crash. They're going to probably get grabbed in this round, and maybe Tempest. They definitely will get War. But on the side of Sage, they have all specialists. They have War Machine. They have Tempest. They have Crash. They have Grab. They almost have Vision. Cell's about to kill off. Looks like we're looking at another B hit. Envy's trying to answer back, but there's 3, 4 down. Gravity and Hollow have been an absolute unit on this B site. Gravity is just dominating with his ICR. I mean, Silly 8 and 14, Gunless 9 and 15, Assault 6 and 11. Just they're not outslaying them. That's the problem. They're getting outplayed by Sage Esports heavily, which is not what we expected going into this.
But they got the confidence. It all started round 6. It started round 6 on frequency. And ever since then, Sage has just been looking great. Only round that they lost was the opening round on this map. So far, so good. Vivid finds another one. He gets the double. He's going to get intel with 1 player behind him. 2 players behind him can't get the reload in time. Now, Team Envy is still in a position to defend this 8 point, but they're going to be down by 5 lives here. We'll see if they can kind of cut that gap. They're going to have to post up, use those ARs. Team Envy is a strong AR team. They're going to have to control these lanes, and they definitely can't give up any ticks towards that. B-Hill is already taken, so that's out the question. They're going to have to do everything that they can to defend this A-Hill.
And this is where you kind of expect that veteran status to come. But, I mean, they're not on hill right now. Looks like Assault will find Cells. The life gap isn't as big as you would have expected. There's no more to be invested on the side of Sage. They have used everything. Whereas you look on the side of Envy, they're about to have War. They have Grab. They have Tempest. Suddenly, this is looking a lot more doable for the side of Team Envious. And this is where that clutch factor really comes in out of them, even though they are down 3 lives.
Okay, a minute 20 on the clock. They've cut the deficit down to just being down 2 lives. 16-14 advantage for Sage Esports on board with Silly. Things starting to slow down just a bit here. A-Hill still being defended. Silly gets 1. He gets out. Calls for low reinforcements. He gets 2. Holding his ground. He's looking for the 3rd, and he takes down Hollow. Team Envious now, they have a 1 life advantage. 57 seconds on the clock. Silly, he's trying to get some intel. He figures out where some players are, and he's going to stay out of the A-Hill and be annoying on the outside level of the map. Knows that Gravity has to hop back in. He's trying to catch him, and he does get him, and he stays safe. So currently Silly on a 5 streak, 200 points, 100 points away from streaks now. This will be so important, and he already has the grass slam. I said that Silly needed to turn up and give them some of that same production on like he did on the Arsenal hardpoint, and that's exactly what he's done.
And Silly, it's so important that he didn't invest a grab slam in the beginning when he first went to lobby. He's going to invest it now to get streaks, but because he didn't use it earlier and actually just got those 3 kills pure gunny, he had that grab slam to use the finish and get the streaks, or to save next round if he wanted to. It is a 9v3 at this point. This is looking so doable for Envy now to take this next round. They are going to be going into an offensive with a lightning strike, possibly a Hellstorm. Silly finds another one, so he should have his Hellstorm, and suddenly Envy is taking control of the game. It's like they just waited for Sage to turn up and then shut them down.
Silly had the purest gunny in that round. He's going to get
Put
the
a Mavic back in
Hellstorm
his hand.
in the lightning strike. Now, going into round number 3. Let's see if Team Envious can go up and take the series lead before going into our map 4 hardpoint. So far, so good. This has been a great series. And now the first hardpoint was close. We got a round 11 in map number 2, and now we at a round 5. Here we go. Going to be kicking this one off with Silly. We know he has both streaks. Let's see what can he do. It's Team Envious. They're going to be on the offensive side, and they're going to be prioritizing this B hill.
And looks like he calls this Hellstorm already. I don't know if I agree with that too much, but it does get them off a B site so that they can hopefully get the full capture this time. They've been hitting B every single time. Gunless investing the Tempest. He gets 3, but Hollow finds him with the nade. But that's only 2. They're still getting progress. Hollow's looking to make some noise. He might find Justin, but he gets taken down by Assault, who gets 2. This might be it for B site, but Sage is answering right back. It looks like they're trying to go to A now. Three people of Envious going into mid.
So the next closest to streaks is going to be Assault with that recon. But as you can see, 26-24, 2-man life advantage for Team Envious. They managed to get 1 tick on B. They're currently capping A, and they're going to get 1 tick locked in for A as well. Triple kill for the boys in blue. They're going to be trying to rotate back outside, but that's where Sage is waiting. Sage saying, hey, you know what? If it's one hill we don't want to give up, it's going to be that B hill. We want to make sure we can fight for this one, even if they do cap A, which Team Envious will do. Just a few more ticks away, and they're going to lock the A hill in now. But 2 minutes on a clock to get 2 more ticks at B.
And now there is nothing on either side to invest. Hollow, if he goes off enough, might get his War Machine, but it's 21-17. Envy does very, very well when they're up in lives. You know, they play the spawn kills. They play the picks. They don't necessarily play the point. They have 2 minutes to play with, so they don't necessarily need to be fast right now. And they can play those picks. It looks like that's exactly what they're doing.
And you see on the outskirts, Vivid trying to get messy, trying to push Team Envious back towards the spawn, make it as difficult as possible for them to get into positions to kind of get in and break that B hill. 6 life advantage in favor of Team Envious. Hollow, he's 28-16. He finds another kill, and we're going to see if he can bring that extra effort towards the end to get that War Machine and try to close this one out.
Once again, you'd think like, oh, Sage is holding this very, very well. You know, they have the really good defense, but when you look at the live count, 13-8, Envy is just playing that game that I told you they were playing. They're going for the picks. They have a minute to play with. It's slowly ticking down, but 13-7. If they get 1 clean wipe, then suddenly it'll be 13-2. So that's all we need out of Envy. Vivid, been an absolute unit this entire match. Looks like he's waiting for that flank, and he does pick it up. Let's see if he can do anything here.
Watching the fling, looking for a few stragglers off the backhand, but in the hill, members of Team Envious trying to flood in. Vivid is not able to get the player flanking from middle lab, and he's going to have a sight line off the side on Gravity and co. But they are able to clear out that lobby. Sage, they're going to lose 2 people, 3 players left, 9v3, looking all Team Envious to close this map out. Can they get these few kills? Can Hollow get that War Machine? He does have it. Oh, no, he's just a few points away. No, he pulled it out. So War Machine is out in favor of Hollow. He's going to...
Ace gets him with the
Ace
nade.
catches him with the nade, and that takes him out. So whatever chance that Sage had is going to have to start with a 2v6, now a 1v6, and he's going to be out. Team Envious, they seal map number 3 and go up 2-1 in this series.
That's so insane. You know, Sage literally was taking it, and they were running with it, and it was all looking for them. But once those assets were gone, once the specialists were gone, and once the score streaks were gone, Envy just took over with pure gun skill and some of their specialist usage as well. That is a list that I have. However, Envy going to the next match. Hardpoint, they're feeling comfortable. They're feeling confident.
One thing that
Looking dangerous.
it is looking dangerous, and Team Envious, another dangerous quality that they have is going to be the pacing of the map, right? We saw that, especially after they capped that A hill, they recognized their life lead, how much time was in that map, and they said, you know what, just slow it down. Hold down some of these lanes, bring out those ARs, let's play a little team deathmatch. Let these guys, let their franticness, us pick up a few of those kills of these guys just trying to set up around that B hill and catch a few off guard. And that's exactly what Team Envious did, and they came out with that map win. Now, our hard point, we'll figure out what that is just in a second, but Team Envious, they have the lead now. We saw they won the first hard point. I believe it was about 250 to 220 around there in that range, but anything can happen. We can see another map 5 here and possibly another upset.
Going back to the team deathmatch thing, that's actually super interesting because when you think about control, usually it's like, oh, the life account isn't usually that big of a deal. Just you need to cap the points or you need to defend. Envy just completely kind of dodges that and plays more for the life, at least on offensive that they do. And that's really what got them that round. I got worried for a second because there was 20 seconds. I was like, yeah, it's a 3v6, but nobody's in the hill. But of course, 3v6 they did close that out, and I was informed that it will be a gridlock hardpoint, which is kind of that medium map. You could have a really good AR locking down your lanes, but you also need to have your really aggressive Maddox and Sogs getting their kills too in hills. So
it's definitely going to be super important, especially even when you get into a hill like the dojo, right? That close in quarters type of hill where you want your Sogs and your Maddox is going off, but on the flip end, you may have an 18-wheeler hill where you can have your ARs locking down those long sight lines, watching your flank and watching over there towards the shop area of the map. And we're going to see how it all plays out there soon, but it's day number 1 in champs, folks, and we got a lot of exciting matchups all day long. This is just our second series. We have a few more going towards throughout the rest of the day. It's champs. A lot of money on the line. First place, $800,000, and both these two teams want a piece of that pie.
Oh no, I agree. Yes, we definitely do want a piece of that pie. No quote unquote. But it looks like we will be hopping into our game. It is Gridlock Hardpoint, once again, a very changing range game. First hill is kind of just about contesting and having your AR watch over you, whereas you move into 18, it's a little bit more AR heavy, as well as being in sushi and being in ice cream and getting those saw kills. You go to dojo, you have those close shower fights and have people pushed up both sides. Those are a lot of your saw gun fights. And then there's fourth hill where you're all in a little box house. And who knows what happens on that hill.
Who knows what happens? We don't talk about what happens on the fourth hill. You just got to be here to see it, folks. But it does get messy in the shop. It's Gridlock, map number 4, Sage Esports versus Team Envious. We're kicking this one off with the man himself. It's Silly.
A nice little free fire to the left. He didn't catch anybody. Vivid with 3 off the bat. I wouldn't expect any less. But Aches looking over him from top wood. Assault does find 2. But the first couple of seconds do go the way of Sage Esports.
Man, Vivid, he has been playing phenomenal in this series. You can tell that he showed up to playing champs. Him and Hollow have been getting it done. You see Sales with his AR. He's starting this one off 3-0, locking down those lanes with the ICR. And currently, it's Sage Esports who are getting points. And now Lightning Strike acquired by Gravity as well.
I mean, so early. I mean, you never expect a streak that early, and you especially look at the scoreboard. He is only 2-0, so that means he is helping his team immensely with those team shots. It looks like Envy's fighting these last 6 seconds. I'm curious as to why it looks like they're going to try and push underpass and maybe fight for those spawns, but they are very late on rotation. They're going to try and fight this back, but once again, Sage Esports already up 30 points. It's going to keep climbing if they don't get them off this second hill.
All right, second hill has rotated to back 18-wheelers, and you're going to see Sage Esports already has it pushed out. They're going to be in the hill, got it locked down, and they got a triple kill on the board as well to even get more power positions around this area of the map. 2 streaks in the hand of Gravity as well. He's trying to see if he can pick up another kill. He's looking for him. He says, back up there, gunless. And now he's just going to be holding his position. His team getting everything done behind him. He knows he just needs to focus on that area.
I definitely feel like I've seen Envy play Gridlock before, and Gunless not really turning up in the beginning, but near the end he kind of starts to warm up on this map, so hopefully we'll see that out of him. But otherwise, on the side of Envy, it is not looking too hot as Sage is just running over them, reading everywhere they're gonna be. Envy on the rotation, looks like they do get one, but Gunless trades him out. Gunless with 2, there's the warm-up I was talking about, but Envy need this whole 60 seconds to even be close to back in this game.
All right, Gunless, he's sitting at 4 and 6. We'll see if he can pick up some production, push this one through. Team Envious getting some points on the board now in Dojo. 40 points left on this one. Aches, he manages to get one. Looking for the next. Knows this guy's in that area. No X-ray there on that one, but he knew he was behind the wall.
Now this is exactly what we needed out of Aches especially, is so this whole team start turning up. And it looks like they got warm a little late, but here they go, Decimate with 2, and they do have spawns for next, so they need to start going the rotation. Gunless finds the first. He's shooting him in the back and does get the kill. Now suddenly we're seeing Envy warm up. Maybe the first 2 hills just weren't their thing. Looks like the last 2 might be, but the last 3 seconds will go Sage Esports as they start doing their rotation.
All right, it is Sage with the lead, but now we're going over to that shop, that 4th hill, and his team Envious. They're going to be set up, watching all angles, watching the top hop-in windows and watching the bottom door, trying to see if they can rack up these points. It's multiple players from Sage Esports. They're going to be pushing in from the truck side by the 18-wheelers. Nades are going to be thrown in through the front door. Vasily's going to hop out, try to see if he can bring the fight outside. Can't get one as he gets team killed there by Decimate. And now it is Sage. They're going to flood inside the shop area and start picking up some more points.
Sage broke that incredibly well, and if you take a look, they already invested Crash, and they do have Grab already before going into next rotation. It has 4 down for Envy, and Gravity is already in mid, preparing for new. There's 13 seconds left on old. Envy need to start making their way into mid. They're all spread out right now except for 1-5, that is Ace and Assault, trying to make some noise at old for some reason to get top wood control, but Rex finds 2. However, Gunless in the
Speaking of Gravity, Vivid does have his grab slam, and Gravity is going to start to use some of these streaks, looking for Aches, and he does not get him, doesn't get anybody with that Hailstorm. But, you know, so far Sage, they're still doing a good job controlling the mid-map, but now Team Envy is going to start to get some of these points. On our first rotation, it was Sage coming out starting this game, and they locked down a majority of the first hill, but this time Team Envy gets a piece of that pie.
It looks a little bit like Sage is like not knowing what to do now that Envy started to warm up. You know, they started with that huge lead, and they're like, all right, yeah, we're comfortable, we got this, but Envy slowly pulling back, and I feel like that Hellstorm call was a good one because it's mid-hill, and usually everyone's out in the open, but his teammate finds the one in mid. He's unable to get the one in Dojo, so now, not Dojo, excuse me, Sushi, so now it's looking a little more dangerous. You've wasted a streak, you only have the lightning left. Hopefully they invest it on this hill to try and further that lead.
Okay, only 1 point left on that one. Next hill rotation is going to go to back 18-wheeler. Sage is going to be set up there. They still have 1 streak to use, but Silly has 1 as well. He just caught in his lightning strike, trying to get his team the opening to get behind there and get set up and force these spawns back for Sage. They don't connect with the lightning strike at all, but Aches is going to be able to get one of his own and to keep that advantage for Team Envious.
I mean, I feel like across the board, MVS have just been very consistent on the side of kills and players, with Sage just answering right back with their own Slayers. I mean, obviously, Vivid, 21 and 17. Gravity, 16 and 9, getting those team shots. Still have a Lightning, but they're fully streaked out on the side of Team Envy. This last 18 seconds looks like it might go to the side of Sage, but, I mean, Envy needs to start getting that early rotation. It looks like Silly is already there. However, he's going to be met with Vivid, and it's all about if he wins this gunfight. There is 4 players from Sage running at Silly. Vivid wins the gunfight, so now Envy need to worry about the break, but they are in Dojo already, so they could do this if they get a couple picks. They find 1, they just need to find the rest. Gunless gets 2, and suddenly Envy in the hill.
Now 50 seconds left in this one. They're trying to figure out where is Sage gonna be spawning. Team Envious knows how important this hill is. Silly with the grab, he's able to pick up 1, but he gets cut down. And now Team Envious says, hey, we want to use this War Machine as well. Starting to invest a lot of their utility in his hill, but rightfully so. But the response comes in from Hollow, and he's gonna pull out his War Machine as well.
He does unfortunately take down Aches, but it doesn't matter too much that they're still in the hill. It did force Sage to use a specialist of their own, so that is now both War Machines gone. Decimate finding 1 without flak, and they will get this final 15 seconds. Decimate is 190 off of streaks. He needs to play those here. He needs a teammate with him. He's got Assault. Decimate finds 2. He should get the Lightning with that one. Will he be able to get the Hellstorm? Unfortunately, Gravity will take him down, but that is now 3 streaks on the side of Team Envy. However, no specialists.
All right, so Team Envious, they don't have no specialists, but like you said, they got the streaks and they can put it to work. But Ace choosing to use the Hellstorm now. He's able to grab 1, and that's going to be it. 3 kills go in favor of Sage, but Team Envious still has the rotation in the shop. They pick up 2. That's going to be Hollow and Rex falling. They try to hit the flank area of the map. And Team Envious, they're looking good right now. They got a good, solid setup, and they should be able to take the lead if they keep up at this pace.
Gravity's win back in Alley was very, very important because it forced a nice little pinch for teammates to come in. And Envy's answering right back, and Aches with 2. Looked like Sage would have gotten that trap, but Envy's fighting for this in this moment. Looks like Silly's going to try and do a slide and get that trade. Final 14 seconds going inside Envy. They now have Crash popped, which saves Silly's life in that situation. He is 425 off. There's still 2 streaks on the side of Envy. They don't really need to start rotating because they have those streaks. Aches calling his Lightning does pick up Vivid, and he also picks up Rex. I mean, Envy is just starting to slay. I mean, Aches is 26 and 19. Whoever expected Aches to be 26 and 19?
Both these teams fighting for their tournament life. The last event of the year, it is CWL Champs. Map number 4. Now, you're going to see the vision post being used. Slightly to Sage Esports, but it sells. You see, he's able to pick up Assault, looking for any more players. Now, oh, they're going to start to push back towards this middle. Knows a few players on the hill, but a flank comes through. Silly is able to take down Cells, and he's looking for another one, but Gravity was waiting for him. And now majority of these points are going in favor of Sage Esports. They're doing good. They have this hill locked down. Team Envious, as you can see at your mini map, already on the next rotation towards 18-wheeler, but they're still going to be in a good position fighting for that on that side of the map. This hill is all going to be Sage Esports, but now Gunless, he's going to lose a fight to Vivid over there at the 18-wheelers, and he goes down, and now Aches, he loses there to Gravity, but it is Sage already set up on the next hill.
Sage is doing an incredible job of keeping their composure and keeping their early rotations, because Envy, I don't believe, have gotten an early rotation on this hill at all. And now Sage Esports are only 30 points away from winning. Envy need to break this. They need to get all of the time and then rotate. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it right now. There's only 1 person in hill. Looks like they might be able to take him down, get the trade. But Gravity, he's coming up from behind. He might catch 1, but Eggs looks like he'll get the information. Maybe re-peek it. 3 taken down in the back. The Assault needs to get 2, but they can't. And how suddenly this is so much more dangerous. Envy is spawning in the back, but they need to get in. They need to break it. Sage only needs 10 points to win. Tempest popped on the side of Sage. It does find 1. 5 more seconds for Sage Esports to win. Vivid finds 3.
And they get it done. Just the last few points on the board. Vivid, Rex, with the Tempest, with that Assault, they put the kills up on the board, and now we have an official Map 5 on our hands.
Vivid. I mean, that's all I have to say is Vivid. That's it. That's it. That's the quote. That's the whole series.
You know, He's gave us some very vivid plays out there, folks. Okay, yes,
Okay.
I went there. All right, and I got plenty of those all weekend long. But we do have our map 5 now. Team Envious has to be worried a little bit because we saw the full sale that happened in map number 2. They were up 5-0, and it was Vivid and Holiday just kind of came through and they won that map for their team. How do you feel like they're going to be feeling going into this map 5?
I mean, hopefully at least a little comfortable. They obviously were down by a lot and made that little bit of a comeback. I mean, there was 3 streaks on the side of Envy, you know, and usually when you hear that and you see how the game's going, you're like, oh, okay, they're about to take this and run with it. But Sage answered so well and so confidently, especially because they had that second hill rotation so well each and every time, and it fell in that position to get them that win. Envy just need to be like, okay, we are the pro team. We need to calm down. We have the ice. We have the clutch factor. Yeah, we lost the first S&D. We're not talking about the first S&D. Close out here, you know?
All right, they're going to have to keep their composure, both these teams. It is COD champs, folks. When we come back, we have map number 5, Sage Esports versus Team Envious. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Call of Duty Champs. I'm Blaze, joined with Alley Cat, and we have a Game 5 on our hands. It's Team Envious versus Sage Esports. If you guys are just joining us, just kind of recap the series for you. In the first map, it was Team Envious in the hard point, winning it at 250 to 220. The next map, Team Envious goes up 5 on a S&D. Boom, 6 rounds in a row for Sage Esports. Next thing you know, Envious wins the control on a round 5. Sage wins the hard point and gets retaliation from the first map. And now we're here. Game 5, another S&D. And we'll see if Sage can close out, if Envy can finally close it out this time, or is Sage going to have confidence from the last one?
Obviously, if you're Sage, like, you think of that first S&D, and you're like, we have this S&D in the bag, right? We know if we get them a little nervous, it's fine. We'll make the run. Hopefully, Envy will learn from it. We're going to go into a Hacienda S&D. Now, Hacienda S&D, I do favor Envy a little bit more because of Aches and Assault with his ICRs, but you also look on the side of Sage, obviously, and you have Vivid, and I'm worried about Vivid going plat. I'm worried about Vivid going rock. I'm worried about Vivid in my connector. I am having nightmares about this man.
Vivid has been the star. The S&D in which they won and 106 rounds in a row, he was 21-6, 21-5, something like that. And then the hard points, he has been playing phenomenal as well. So we'll see if he is going to bring that same energy on this map, and you would think so. So this one is set up to be a banger. Team Envious, Sage Esports, map number 5, Search and Destroy, Hacienda. Allie, you ready for this one?
I am ready.
I don't think you're ready. You ready? Let's go.
Mentally, yes. My heart, no.
We're going to be kicking this one off with Gunless. It is Team Envious on the offensive. And Aches takes out his teammate Rex. He finds a double right after Aches, and they shut down that back line. But the team kill did happen for Sage Esports as well. So now we're all even, 2v2. But they're not watching the garage, and here comes the double from Vivid.
That was so quick. First of all, Maddox,
Yeah.
why are you looking top hall cross? Usually, you know, you slide into open and kind of get that little bit of a shorter range, but, I mean, slid right into the pre-fire. We all know Aches loves the pre-fire. And then, I mean, Cells answers right back. You know, Rex gets his 2, Cells says no thanks, and then Vivid cleans it up at the end. I expected nothing less.
And that's the guy that you don't want to get too hot early on if you're a Team Envious fan. You know, Vivid, I just gassed him up a little bit, but rightfully so. Now, him and Rex both 2-0 to start this one off. And now you got Sage Esports. They're going to be the offensive team, and they're looking to prioritize this B site.
We're on board with Vivid, taking a very deep water route. I'm expecting someone from Envy to maybe look at that way, but we do have number 4, that is Gunless, trying to
got
get
a
that
double
information
water.
at B.
Yeah,
There's
2
double
dolphins
water.
over there.
Please don't throw another one in. We all know how 3 water works out, but they are going to get the flank. I mean, nobody's turned around. Someone's going to get shot in the back.
Allie, I'm curious, how does 3 water work out?
3 water doesn't work out. We just don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it,
We don't
folks.
talk about it.
But
Oh, they weren't able to get the kill.
trying to get some shots in on Decimate, but it is Team Envious who was able to call out Vivid. They were able to group up together. Now they find 2 kills, so 4v3 advantage for Team Envious. We'll see bomb down as well on the B site, but picked up right away by Rex.
I am very interested that Envious is running 2 Sogs. I would expect Justin as a Maddox flex to pull Maddox out on a map like Hacienda, but he's obviously been making some noise with that Sog. He did get a 2-piece in the first round. It's a 4v2 for Sage. It's not looking too hot for them. They might take a trip off the map or lay bomb somewhere. Looks like it's going down at B. See if any of Envious get timing. Number 4, Gunless is close, but he's not looking at it.
Can he get there? He's starting to put some shots in, but that's the kind of kill that you want, because a 2v4, 2v3 is a little bit more winnable than a 2v4, but now both players are dead, and Team Envious just needs to go for the defuse, and they have to make a decision. Is it going to be Assault? Is it Decimate? Both of them on a 2 streak, and they are going to give it to Decimate. 375 till that lightning strike, but round 2 goes on the board for Team Envious, and it is 1-1. So, you know, this time both the squads kind of going back and forth. Because the last time it was Team Envious 5 rounds in a row, then it was Sage Esports 6 rounds in a row.
And now it's 1-1, so both those streaks have been broken.
Okay, so let's see. Going into this one, it is going to be Team Envious on the offensive round. Decimate, he has that cluster in his back pocket. Now, looks like Team Envious, both teams actually prioritizing A, so this one is going to be very crowded to start. Trading off 3v3 situation. Gravity is able to find Decimate now 3v2 in favor of Sage Esports, but the flank is looking good for Gunless to even the odds there. Now he's trying to see if he can catch somebody off towards the middle courtyard. He sees one and now sees the second, and he's able to get it lined up. Gunless and Assault working together to pick up that double kill.
Awesome 2-piece from Gunless there. We've actually seen that play before where Assault was front and Gunless went on the flank not Miami, excuse me, but we have seen it before, and we saw Assault get 4 in that situation, but this time we saw Gunless get 3. We're going to watch it again.
Good quick rotation. You know, he was annoying towards the back lines, and he had a quick route towards that middle courtyard, towards the fountain, to get back and get in position to pick up that double kill. So good job there to Gunless and Team Envious, but still a long road ahead. They know that they have to respect Sage Esports now, especially in the S&D. Can't give up, you know, these boys are, hey, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. On board with Rex, he's going to be looking for that pre-cross, recognizing that nobody's kind of rushing B right off the bat. It is Sage Esports who are going to be the offensive team. They're looking to prioritize towards this B area, though.
Hollow picks up 1, but he could be in a dangerous situation. That 4 enemy players are running at him, but he gets Decimate, but still he gets the trade, but it's a 4v3. Eggs needed to win that gunfight. It's a 2v3, excuse me. Assault finds 1, but Cells caught in a little bit of a pickle. Rex saves him now. That was a quick round out of Sage. Thankfully, Rex picks up that 2 in the end, doesn't make a dangerous situation.
Good job there to Rex there. You know, watching over the top of that B site, he had his teammates watching over the top of that A site, and he had his teammates back. So you're going to see it to the right. He saves them there, turns to the left. He knows that somebody's pursuing him. Great communication between both of those guys.
It's incredible to see this map go as back and forth as it was because of our first S&D being so dominant on either side. It all depends on who can take a run here.
Yes, it is. So it's Team Envious on the offensive side now. Looking like they're going to take this bomb towards the B site. Looking to see who's going to be coming over here. Decimate starting to take some shots. Gravity's peeking, but he knows that he's going to have to just back up a little bit, calling for reinforcements. Now, Team Envious, they can choose to rotate this out. They don't have to commit to this, you know. They're gathering intel, but they're going to start to group up as well, and that was a great fate.
It was, and I mean, Sage already has the first blood, you know, they're expecting that rotation because they have the information, and Envy looks like they're trying to read it, maybe catch them off guard or catch them off another late rotation.
Well, we can tell that they didn't have the intel, but they're getting great timing on these Sage rotations. And now they should have the right to be able to plant this one because Sage still does not know where Team Envious are. At this point, Sage is saying, hey, you know what, guys? They're going to commit to the B plant, but now they do have the information. The question is, did Team Envious have enough time to get set up?
So the problem with this setup is Gunless is watching the flank, but no one from Sage is going there. So they're dealing with 5 people in front. Need to get a pick. It's a 1v4. Gunless by himself in the back. He picks up the 1. Oh, he might do it. He might do it. This is Gunless.
He gets the 3.
Oh,
and Gunless says, hold up his chance, baby. I got a 4-piece for you.
He said, "Welcome to champs."
And there you go.
Oh my God.
Getting it done. And let's take a look at this one more time because that was so clean.
God.
That was so clean. That's going to be one quick double headshot. Catches somebody off the back
He didn't
end.
even heal.
And now Sales just 22 HP on Gunless.
He was definitely going for the shot punch. Sells was definitely going for that shot punch because he knew he was weak, but Gunless was just ready with that pre-fire. He read them so easily. Absolute unit on the map. He's now 8-2, 3-10 off of streaks. What a momentum push that Envy needed in this map.
That really was, and that's definitely what you need. And you want to see that out of Gunless, He's had a difficult season thus far, but now if he comes out and he wins champs, everything else does not matter. He's still your Dallas Fort Worth champion, and he showed some of that championship caliber gameplay in the last round. But on this one, it's Sage. They're going to be down a man, and they're going to be the offensive team. They're going to lose Vivid as well. So they have to make some decisions. Got to get a few kills, but Team Envious, they get the remaining players, and they put another round on the board.
They played that pinch incredibly well by letting those two go connector and fight that together because, typically in an A push, you have a SOG sitting in connector and not usually two of them. So instead of forcing that 1v1, you can force that 1v2. We're going to watch Assault get one on outer. Wow, that was great one kill.
great single there,
Beautiful.
But, you're going into round number 7. Team Envious looking to get to match number point. And you'll take a look at the scores. Gunless 9-2. Aches, he's going to be 0-6. But, hey, as long as you win, that's all that matters, right? He's going to try to hit this pre-fire, try to get the cross, and now he gets his first kill, looking for the second one, and can't get it. He actually didn't get the other guy. That was Assault picking up that kill. But 4v3 situation in favor of Team Envious. They're going to take this bomb and wrap it back around towards the A site.
They definitely want to play Gunless's streak hard. He is 35 off. I wish they would have gave him bomb. He does have bomb. He's going to lay it down. After this, he will have a lightning, which is so important on Hacienda. Hacienda lightning strikes are so great, and he has it. He has the lightning. That will be incredible in next round. Cells takes down Hollow. This is now a 3v2. Gunless got taken down, so he will not get his Hellstorm, but bomb is planted.
Hollow recognized how important it was to try to kill Gunless before the plant, but he was just a second too late. You got to respect that push. But now 3v1. Vivid gets a kill. He's trying to clutch up on his own accord. Can't get the next, though.
Vivid, obviously been a player we talked about a lot this series. We've also seen a lot come out of Hollow and Gravity, names we also hear and know very well. But Envy obviously showing their champs prowess in this map.
A lightning strike, a lightning strike, right? A lightning strike and map point once again for Team Envious. We saw him in this position once before. This time, let's see if they can close it out.
All right, let's see if Sage can bring this back again. We've seen them win 6 in a row. I'm pretty positive they could win 4, but hopefully Envy can close out here. They do have the lightning strike just like last time, but Gunless gets taken down, so there goes the streak just like last time until next round.
All right, so first blood in favor of Sage Esports. Around this point, this is where we saw Vivid really take this game in his hands. But Rex is going to be 7-5. Looking, Vivid does fall. Sales is able to take down Decimate. So still man advantage in favor of Sage Esports. We'll see. Silly, he's sitting at 8-4. He's currently on a 3 streak. Notice bomb might go down. He's trying to run through and get one. Looking for 2. Can't get it. Sale finds a double. And now 3-man advantage. Bomb down. Super difficult for Aches. He's 0-7. Gets his first kill. Looking for the second. Can't make it happen.
Yeah, I did see Hollow very deep in the back, and I was wondering what he was doing back there, watching that very, very, very deep spawn flank, but it does work out in the end as he pushed up to help his teammates. Now, 5-3, the Sage take it and run it. Vivid didn't go off this time, so they don't have that momentum, and there's still a lightning strike on the side of Envious, so they will be on the offensive. They will be trying to get bomb down. I assume they go on the A side here.
If at any point, if I'm Team Envious and I'm starting to get and the nerves kick in, it's right after that round.
Yeah.
It's right after that round because it's not as difficult as what Sage had to do in map number 2. But in the back of your mind, you can't think this way, but sometimes at least one player on your team is just like, what if they do it again, right? And that's how it all begins because from that point on, that thought just grows and manifests into an L. But Team Envious, this is where the composure comes in, right? This is where all the preparation, this is where your veterans have to make sure the team stays focused. Silly, he has a trophy to use when he wants to, but they're gonna say, hey, we don't want to go towards the B site. We're gonna rotate back. They are able to catch one, catch two. Hollow, can he respond? He cannot, and Team Envy is 1 kill away from taking this map number 5 all up to Sales.
Sales is good, but I do not expect him to be a gunless, so he probably will get taken down here. They didn't even have to use the streaks on the side of Envy, and that is it. Envy will take the series. They did have the ice. I repeat,
they did have the ice. And they got it done. Team Envious not letting that one get out of control like the previous map. And they're going to be currently 1-0 in their pools. But congratulations to both those teams. Sage Esports, they put up a great fight.
Sage did absolutely incredible. You know, like I said, we talked so much about Vivid. They have Gravity and Hollow that also really just stepped it up. Unfortunately, in that last S&D, I didn't see too much out of Gravity. But, I mean, I obviously would be disappointed after losing this series if I was Sage Esports, but I also would feel pretty confident going up against the rest of these teams. Like, we just competed very, very well with the top contender. You know, we should have an easier day.
That was probably, you know, if not the second most difficult or the most difficult team in their pool. So they should be able to take something out of that away. And you just got to get top 2. You got to get top 2 in that pool to progress on forward. But, hey, we'll see how they do going on with the rest of this tournament. Congratulations once again to Team Envious, and they take that one. And so far, you know, we've gotten off to a great start today.
Yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of, maybe not upsets, but definitely a lot of very, very close matches and close games. I am interested to look at our pools to see where all of us are standing now, so hopefully we can take a look at that graphic. Here it goes. Thank you so much. Team Envy now sitting at second in Group D. Reciprocity did win their match 3-0 against Legend Status, so they will be sitting top in first.
And Elevate did lose to Celtic FC too as well. So they're going to be, they won that first matchup, and they're going to be sitting at 1-0 on the top of their leaderboards. But does anything crazy stand out for you outside of the Ginchi? Because I think that's the big one, right? Fuego Gaming.
That is the only one I could honestly say. Group B, Enigma 6 and Fuego is not who I expected to be sitting in the first and second place. I honestly predicted it to be Genji and Team War, but anything can happen. You know, champs players are different players sometimes, and that's really been proven a lot in some of our games today. Taking a look at Group C, it does look like FaZe Clan and Units have closed out both of their series. Maybe not as clean as they would have liked to, but 3-1 and 3-2. Major Gaming putting up a bit of a fight.
That like a great series. Yeah, that like a great
series,
series, you know. Spacely and the boys down there trying to take on Units and get something done there. If you guys watched that one, I'm pretty sure you was in for a treat. And I want to say our next match is coming up after this one is going to be our other pools, you know, E, F, G, and H, I believe. Somewhere in there.
It's the whole alphabet, as Spaceman
says. Here we go, E, F, G, and H. And so these teams have not played yet, but they're going to get their round of matches in because we do have Midnight versus Fury Gaming coming up here next on Delta.
And unfortunately, I will not be here casting that series, but who do you think will take that? What are your predictions going into that game?
You know, when it comes down to Midnight and Fury, you know, Fury Gaming, they do have Teddy Rex on the roster, but Midnight, you know, you got Llama God on there. You got a bunch of other veterans on the team, and, you know, they've gotten top 10 off, you know, being in the Pro League, you know. They're the more experienced team compared to Fury Gaming having all their experience coming in and playing an amateur circuit. But at the same time, it's champs, and it's going to be about who wants it more.
Fury Gaming does seem like the team to kind of get in your face. Obviously, you hear Teddy Rex, and all I think is Sog. Very, very fast Sog. But you look on the side of Midnight, I mean, they have been a pretty solid team. Obviously, a lot of roster changes and swaps throughout the entire season. But this team, although you wouldn't expect to do pretty well, has been pretty average so far.
Yep, okay. So coming up next, folks, it's going to be Midnight versus Fury Gaming. That's going to do it for myself and Alley Cat. But don't go anywhere because we got a lot of great Call of Duty content coming up for the rest of the day.